Greetings everybody and welcome to Madrid Ball. I hope you all are safe and sound, and I hope that you all are much better right now. We all had to endure a very tough night yesterday. We went in with so much expectations. We were just 2 matches away from the elusive Champions League trophy, but the opportunity slipped through our fingers and we were very disheartened seeing the performance that Real Madrid put up. I was seeing the comments that you all had put in, and some of you were in tears, and that's the passion we have towards our favorite club. We equate their glory and their failures to us, and definitely it was a tough pill to swallow. Real Madrid never looked like they would cause any trouble to Chelsea. In every aspect of the game we were behind. Our attack didn't have the flair, our midfield didn't have the energy, our defense was disorganized, our manager got his tactics wrong. It was slow, methodical, and we have to say the better team rightfully booked their place in the final. We have to give credit to Chelsea for the way they performed over the 2 legs, and we need to analyze our mistakes, focus on the areas that need improvement, and hopefully we will find some solutions sooner rather than later. So in this video we will be doing the post-match analysis of Real Madrid versus Chelsea. We will discuss the performance of our players, so let's get started. Let's start by having a look at the lineup. Zidane went with a 3-5-2 formation. There was Courtois in goal, Ramos, Militao and Nacho formed the backline. In the wing-back position, surprisingly, we saw Vinicius playing that role, and along with him there was Mendy on the other side. The midfield comprised of Kroos, Modric and Casemiro, and up top we had Benzema and Eden Hazard. Now there would be no shout out today since none of you got your predictions correct, but if we talk about the lineup, on paper it looked alright, but we had our doubts regarding the physical condition of the players involved, and after seeing the positioning of the players, I was a bit skeptical about how this was going to pan out. Now it's easy to say after we have seen the collapse. Had that worked for Zidane, we could have been saying that it was a masterstroke, but we have never seen Vinicius Junior play in that position. Firstly, he was not playing on the left. Secondly, he was not playing as a winger, and I thought he never understood what he was supposed to do in the match. We saw Chilwell and Vinicius Junior having a nice battle going on, but never in the match did we see Vinicius Junior having the upper hand, and the defensive lapses were bound to happen because it was too much of an ask from him. Now the other suggestion would be that Zidane wanted to counter the midfield presence of Chelsea, and he went with that setup. There was the expectation that Hazard would drop deep, help out with ball progression, he would be helping in creating those triangles, and sometimes he would be going on those driving solo runs, but Hazard was invisible. The match was built around him, Hazard returning to the Garden of Eden, but it was probably his worst performance, and it can be said that Hazard was not ready to start in such a big match, but we as human beings, we are driven by optimism. The way Hazard played against Osasuna, we got optimistic that we may see better from Hazard, and the same applies for Zidane. He also would have wanted Hazard to take one step forward and maybe redeem himself against his former side. Now we'll talk more about him a bit later, but if we continue talking about the lineup, maybe on another day that could have worked for Zidane. Had we had different players filling in those positions, we could have had a proper fight, but there were 2 problems. First, the players were not comfortable with their positioning, and second of all, the players were flat-footed. This was just like the previous season when we faced Man City. The turnovers which were taking place in the middle were so quick that our players could not handle that. The Chelsea players had more energy, they were more athletic, they were quicker, more penetrative, and I am sad to say that the Real Madrid players just didn't have the legs. The conditioning of the players was not right for the match. Ramos and Mendy, both of them struggled to cope up with the pace of the Chelsea players. And just have a look at this picture. How often did we see this side? The way Mason Mount, Timo Werner and Kai Havertz were running at the defense, it gave us a heart attack every time we saw them making those runs. They got into good positions many times, and had they not been wasteful, and had they not been denied by Courtois from time to time, it could have been an embarrassing scoreline for Real Madrid. Thibaut Courtois single-handedly kept Madrid in the tie, but we showed no improvement, and the worst happened. But now if we talk about the first half, Real Madrid started alright, I would say. There was a bit of sparring between the 2 sides, and Real Madrid did enjoy more possession, but unfortunately, that possession was completely futile. We could not manage to create any clear-cut chances. Benzema tested Mendy once, and Modric had put in a good cross for Benzema, which was parried by Mendy, but apart from that, we had nothing to show for all the possession we had. Have a look at the way that Chelsea set up. They were defensively solid. You can see the back 5 with Jorginho and Kante sitting in front of the back line, and Real Madrid struggled big time to break down this defensive setup. Even when Chelsea tried to hit us on the counter, Chelsea were very careful to not commit too many men forward. You can see this picture. Rudiger there is running at the defense. Werner couldn't find Rudiger with the pass, and there was a quick switch of possession, but Chelsea were prepared. They already had men back in numbers, and that's what Thomas Tuchel has managed to do with Chelsea. They have got solid at the back. They have got 17 or 18 clean clean sheets in the second half of the season, and it was always going to be difficult to break them down. We had this feeling that it would be a low-scoring tie. The Chelsea defense did better compared to Madrid's, and that made the difference. Another difference maker on the night was the French World Cup winner N'Golo Kante, and what a match he had. Another man of the match performance, played a crucial role in the 2 goals, and both the times we faced Chelsea, both the times we failed to contain Kante. For the first goal, Kante receives the ball from Christensen. He shows his quickness and presence of mind. Nacho tries to pressure, but he took Nacho out with that move. He does a brilliant 1-2 with Werner. Ramos goes down. He, along with Nacho, both were out of the equation. Kante passes it to Havertz. He tries to chip the keeper, hits the bar, and fortunately for Werner, he gets to score one of the easiest goals he will ever score in his career. The second goal as well was scored on similar lines. Kante again makes a darting run to win the loose ball. He leaves Toni Kroos behind with his pace. He gets the better of Nacho once again, and from here we could feel the goal was coming. We were probably waiting for another miraculous moment from Courtois, but Pulisic and Mount showed some intelligent play, and they sealed the result for Chelsea. But talking about Real Madrid, this game again showed us what we are really missing to be a title-winning side. The first thing that we need is an injection of youth in the side. We need some fresh legs. We need players who can chase the ball like hounds. The Spanish teams often focus more on the technical aspect of the game, but you have a look at the Premier League clubs in the past 2 seasons, our midfield has been run over, and it's not a good sight. We do have aging players who have been phenomenal this season, but they have been asked to do a bit too much. Kroos and Modric were never expected to play these many minutes, and their tank has been running low on fuel. Maybe if this clash had taken place a month or 2 earlier, we could have done better with a proper squad and of course with less injuries, but at this point, the players look completely burnt out. The other issue that we had is the issue of goal scoring. We have spoken about how we have equal amount of injuries and goals, and we tend to focus more on the injuries, but those numbers also reflect how poor we have been in front of goal. It's either Benzema or nothing. We have been saying this for so long. We need someone who can at least get us 20 goals this season. We obviously miss Cristiano, and we are not going to get the astonishing numbers from the Messi Cristiano prime era, but we can surely get someone who can chip in with decent number of goals and take the goal scoring burden of Benzema. It's just irrational to expect Benzema to bail us out in every game. Right now, Casemiro is the second highest goal scorer, and at a team like Real Madrid, that cannot happen. A midfielder cannot be outscoring Real Madrid attackers. We were expecting Hazard to help out Benzema, and all eyes were on him in this match. We demanded to see Hazard come to life against his previous club, but he did nothing in the match. It was a very poor performance, and we saw the pictures out in the media, and I thought it was very naive on the part of Hazard. Now you can be laughing and joking, meeting your pals after a long time, but do it behind the cameras. I understand friends can be like that. They will try to cheer you up even in your worst situation, even when your life is on the line, and we can't help it. That's how friends are. But after the match, go in the dressing room, show some solitude, show a bit of professionalism. It's Real Madrid. Those pictures were never going to go down well. It's the competition we love, and it's always painful getting knocked out. The media in Spain have gone crazy after seeing those scenes, and I do think they are milking it a bit more than they should. But Hazard now has a monumental task to win over the Real Madrid fans. It will take a while to earn their respect, so let's see how that works out. He will be under the scanner even more from now on, and the next few games in La Liga are going to be massive for Hazard. So those were the happenings of the game. We were so close, and yes, we want to be optimistic, but I think there has been a general understanding amongst us that the team wasn't prepared to go all the way. A few months ago, we were really struggling. We had no new faces, we had so many absentees, and from where we were to where we came, it was a great journey. Some may even say that Real Madrid have exceeded expectations in the Champions League, and that may be the case, but I'm still very proud of the players and Zinedine Zidane. We would have liked more, but the Champions League is the kind of competition where you have to be the best. No one wins the Champions League by fluke. You need to have a proper squad, a proper system. You need fluidity in the gameplay, and only then can we win the elite prize. We did good in the round of 16 and the quarterfinals. One positive can be the money we will get from winning the previous matches and playing in the semi-final. That will certainly help to bring in some fresh faces, and those Premier League fans may be celebrating right now. They may be saying all sorts of crazy things about our club. But in football, there are cycles of dominance. We have had a share of good times, and I'm very sure in a season or two, we will be back there competing with the best, and more importantly, winning against the best. They can dismiss Real Madrid at their own risk, but I'm very sure this club will come back stronger. So that is all I have here. Do let me know your thoughts from this game. What did you think about the performance of the team? Write in the comments below. I'll see you soon. Till then, take care. Glory to Madrid! And as always, a la Madrid!